speaking of exits in general, a few players that we want to talk about. There was some goodbyes yesterday. Derrick Henry said thank you to the fans. Then it kind of felt like that was this final moment with the Tennessee Titans and what a run it's been. And maybe Derrick Henry will be a free agent and be on the move somewhere else. Then you have a guy like Justin Fields, where it felt like if the Bears beat the Packers, it really felt harder to see the Bears move away because they can't beat the Packers over the last 12 years. I think it's been maybe once. I was looking it up. I think it was once or twice over the last 12 years. It's been extremely challenging for the Bears to beat the Packers. But we're going to play two clips because the other player then is another running back, by the way. But let's start with Justin Fields. Just want to his words in case this is the end in Chicago.
I gave it my all. So whether it's here or not, I have no regrets. Shout out to, you guys for, making my job a little bit harder. But, yeah, just to the city of Chicago, love y'all. Appreciate the fans and the support from all the Bears, in case this is my last rodeo with y'all, and just appreciate y'all for everything. So, yeah.
I'd hate to see him go. I really want to see him continue to build there, but you can kind of just feel it. It just felt more evident after that loss to the Packers, and they couldn't get in the end zone. And they couldn't protect him either, though, by the way. And also, he got smacked on sliding to the ground, too. Could have been a potential unsportsmanlike as he was giving himself up on the run. But well, guess we'll have to find out. We speculated so much with Justin Fields, but I love the fact of all the adversity that he was in a bad situation for a couple of years. And then finally, it looked like he's made a bunch of strides. And I do believe him going to the right spot, he can make a significant impact. I hope that's in Chicago, but it might not. But talk about another player that made an impact on the franchise, but didn't necessarily result in what they wanted. That running back that I was referring to a moment ago, Saquon Barkley. And we know that Saquon Barkley got franchise tagged this past season, and that was tough for him. Well, Saquon made it a little bit more clear of what he wants or expects this offseason now that the year is over.
How frustrating is it to not be in the playoffs and to know that your season ends before the fun begins?
I think it's more frustrating when you first realize you're eliminated, which was probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now you come to this game knowing that this is the last game of the year. But the beauty of it is, it's not the beauty of it, it's just the nature of the NFL. That this is the last time you're going to be in the locker room. No matter what, this locker room is going to be completely different. That's how it works. Through my 6 years, every year it's been a whole new team. Obviously, you keep a lot of the key players and core players, but you're going to have new players every year. So to go out on a win with these guys is meaningful. It means a lot. And I just make sure that I went around and told every single player that I'm thankful for them. And it was an honor to play alongside with all these guys.
Just handles it the right way. He always does. He's one of those players where I feel like he has been in so many crappy situations over the past few years, and every time he just handles it like a professional and is very just upfront about being like, hey, listen, I want to be here, but if they don't want me here, don't make this a thing about, okay, we'll keep you on the franchise tag, see if we can trade you, see what the value is. He's like, either you want me here or you don't. Let's not play this game again, because he wants to go somewhere where he's wanted and he can win.
Yeah, exactly. And to clarify this, I was referring because in the comments of him talking about if franchise was an option, he didn't get franchised last year. He ended up signing that 1-year deal, Rock. Was that right?
Well,
it was a 1-year deal, no, basically, because it was a 1-year deal, like $1 million more. I think it was an $11 million deal where the franchise tag would have been like 10 mil, 10.5 mil or something.
Yeah, so
like
he was franchise tagged all throughout the summer, and then on the final day, because there were all the Zoom meetings with the running backs about what they were going to do, and then a few days later, he signed. His thing was he made, I think it was like 1.5 million more.
Everyone was like kind of like surprised.
So he was franchise tagged for the first part, but they did agree to a deal.
They agreed to a deal, but again, the process that he hated the fact of is that we could still put you on this 1-year deal again. And I think for him, he goes, I've given what I've given to this organization. If you're going to let me go, but don't wait it out to the end because obviously that pisses them off. But that's the business side of it. They might do it, or maybe we will see the end of Saquon in New York. And I'm sure there's a lot of teams that would like to see Saquon Barkley. I know he's had some injuries.
He deserves to be on a contender.
Well,
whether that happens or not, Zach.
Come to Baltimore.
He deserves to be on a
Come
contender.
to the Ravens. I would love.
He's too talented.
He's one of the few players I actually.
It sucks seeing a player's talent wasted, and I know he's got the injury history, but how talented he is when he's healthy. It's like he could help a team just not necessarily like change their offense, but I would go as far to say he could change an offense. He's a game changer when he's got the ball out there.
Yeah, I mean he just adds a whole different element to everything about an offense because what he can do with his legs, blocking, and in the receiving game. So.
Yeah, I mean, and also I know the injuries, people can be turned off by that, but it also means he physically hasn't actually been worn out for all these years. It's been tough, and when they use him, they use him. But Saquon Barkley, there is only a handful of backs that are as explosive and as dynamic as him. Should be fun to watch, but it also will be interesting to see what happens with Derrick Henry, especially where he is at his career, but definitely can be a force. And obviously the biggest one, Justin Fields. I saw a comment right here.
Right here.
Fields, Atlanta equals fun. I'll tell you what, that does seem pretty damn fun. But it's got to be the right coach that wants him to go in there.